Hi, folks. Welcome to yet another episode of WTF, which means for some people means willing to fail, and I think it's important that we're all willing to fail at some point or other. Joining us as ever is the wonderful Angela Heise with the best jewellery on the planet, and Alan Stevens with the best beard on the planet. So, we're talking about subscription fatigue, and Angela, would you like to take this one away?
Sure. The thing for me is I have lost track of all the subscriptions that I have. And every time I go, for example, to Amazon and I order something, which doesn't happen that often, but every time they go, sign up to, if you want free delivery, we'll give you Amazon Prime free for a month. And of course I go, yeah, of course I will. And then I forget to cancel the damn thing. And then, it just keeps rolling. And I've got all of these. Every time I look at my credit card statements, I go, what is this for? What is this for? What is that for? And it's like every time, you try an app, you automatically get 7 days for free, and then it keeps rolling. But what often also happens, and that's part of the fatigue, is they don't necessarily cancel it. I've had subscriptions that keep running for months, even though I've canceled them twice, and then I have to go and tell them that I've canceled and please refund, and I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Well, indeed, this happened to me just a week or so ago. Someone suggested, oh, I should get Canva. A lot of people got Canva, and it's wonderful. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll try it for. So you sign up, what's your credit card details, blah blah blah, and if you have a week or a month free, whatever, and then I got notified that it was my subscription was going to start. The paid subscription was going to start on X date, and I thought, no, I don't want it. In the meantime, I thought, no, I don't really want it, but I couldn't cancel it because I couldn't access their help desk, their help center. And I just tried all sorts of different ways to get into it. Unbeknownst to me, Canva is hosted by Amazon, and Amazon had a big tech failure. I didn't know anything about that. And so, and you couldn't access it to cancel it. So I rang the bank and I said, well, can we stop this payment when it happens? Can we stop it? And they said, well, the only way you can do this is to cancel your credit card. And I said, oh, I've done that so many times after being hacked, and it takes 10 days to get a new one, blah, blah, blah. It was just a nightmare. And then in the end, as it happens, like this was over like 2 or 3 days. In the end, as it happened, the tech problem was fixed, and I could access the thing to cancel it. But I tried to send them emails. You couldn't send them an email. It was just appalling. And
they make it that way all the time.
Yeah,
it's deliberately done.
You forget, and they just suck the money out of your account, and you're not aware. And there are so many things that someone that you're doing business with. Oh, we've got such and such. So you've got to have that in order to communicate with us. Oh, okay, I'll sign up. And the number of apps, the subscriptions that you got to have, it's just, and we just forget, and it's a problem.
Well, I'll give you an example. I was on one recently. I decided, no, I don't want their platform because it's not going to do what I want. And it meant that I had to get more subscriptions for other platforms to link it to my CRM and other things. So the first thing I did was I went to cancel it. The button to do that, or how to find that, is in a very obscure place on their site. Once I found it and I went in to cancel the account, then it said that I had to go back and do something else first. So I had to come out of there, find where that second part was, take myself out of that, and then I went back to do it, and it told me, no, I got to go and do that first part. So I've sent 2 emails, no response, but then they sent me an email because it has stopped the recurring payment, but it hasn't taken me off their system, hasn't got rid of my credit card details or anything else. And they've come back trying to get me to go into it again. And I've said, hang on, I've already sent you 2 emails. And you haven't done anything about it. If this is a service that you promote to your people, for your customers, what are you doing? And this is the thing we've got to be careful of, is we give our credit cards away to so many people, and the end result is that we don't know how safe that is. I know there's one networking group where it's a case of, if you want to go to one of their networks, you sign up with your credit card, and if you attend, then you get your money back. Why do you have to give your credit card away? There's too many opportunities for fraud.
Absolutely.
That's what my biggest beef is about it. Yes, there's far too many subscriptions, so many platforms that don't do the whole job. You've got to keep getting other ones, but there is also so many opportunities for the fraudsters to get our credit card details and identities.
And that's precisely why I have a credit card with a $200 limit on it. That's only for online stuff. That's the only one I use because, you know,
Mm.
$2 you can sort of maybe live with losing that. But yeah, you're right. It's just why do we have to give our credit card details if it's a free thing? You know,
Mm.
if it's a trial period of a week or a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just find that really offensive. And you're right, Alan. It's just because we all forget, and it just
Yeah.
over.
And they don't let you know that you're free. I mean, you were lucky that they let you know that your free period expired. You know, I have, you know, like I stopped signing up for these free apps because I sometimes like to test them professionally to see if they're useful for my clients. But I have to set myself reminders in the calendar and saying, cancel this app, because they don't let me know. They just automatically start taking money out, even though I haven't given them permission.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
can you imagine that the millions of people that
yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
you know, we all forget. And
But
then
with Apple, for example, you don't have a choice because they already have your credit card details. And if you go through the Apple Store, the App Store, they automatically have access to your credit card details.
oh, yeah.
So there's nothing you can do about it. You can't just say, oh, so that's why reminders, reminders, reminders. I mean, it's, and the thing is, it's also test. I mean, like I occasionally I have this wild idea and I register domain names, right? So crazy domain names, emotions are everywhere, you know, things like that. And then I go, no, I'm never going to use that. But I also do the privacy protection, you know, so people can. But you know what happens when you, and I found that out the hard way, you cancel the domain name, but the protection, the money for the protection, privacy protection, keeps getting taken out of your account.
Wow.
So it's not the, you know, like automatically when that domain name disappears, registration, then automatically that privacy protection. No. They keep charging you.
Wow. Wow.
And I
And
go, so what are you charging me
isn't that
that
ironic?
for?
But isn't it ironic? Privacy protection. There is no privacy because they've got your credit card details.
Yep.
One of the many great ironies of the world. Wow, I had no idea about that. That's fascinating. But I mean, how many apps do we have? I remember sometime ago thinking, oh, I'll count them up, maybe 20, 30.
No, more.
But it was 140. 140 apps I've got. And you go, what? And so you start jettisoning them. And you know, some were to do with when COVID was happening and all that sort of stuff, so you can get rid of those. But it's just appalling how many we've got, and whether we want them or not. We kind of or we've got to have some of them at least. And that's
well, as Angela was saying before, when you're working with some organizations and they say that you've got to have use their platform. And then you've got all these platforms with all the logins, and then you've got all the passwords again. There's another problem again. It's just insane. It's just that we're put in a position, we've got to give out so much information, we've got to remember so much, and we're leaving ourselves vulnerable on so many different levels. And especially with companies, as you said, Chris, that do not have easy access to their help groups.
Yeah, that's right. And the irony is we're all obsessed with privacy, and we have none.
Exactly.
We have no privacy whatsoever. And the more we subscribe to privacy, the less we've got. It's ridiculous. So any other kind of examples of that kind of thing, or have we exhausted this topic?
I think we've given people lots of food for thought, and definitely the incentive to go check your credit cards and see how many apps you've got and how many subscriptions and how much are you paying for that you never ever use.
And see if you can match up the name of the app itself or the company you got it from with the group that's charging you. Because quite often they're a completely different business name.
Yes.
And that makes it really hard. It's another trick to make it hard to actually track the subscriptions you got to work out which ones you can get rid of.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everybody for watching and listening and building bridges of respect, one conversation at a time. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Chris. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.